Green Book is directed by Peter Farrelly and stars Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali. It follows the story of an out-of-luck tough guy from the Bronx that gets the opportunity of a lifetime that involves chauffeuring a famous pianist around the Deep South.
When I first saw the trailer for Green Book, I was very excited with it. It looks great. It had two of the greatest actors out at the moment, Mahershala Ali, I think that's right. And
it's definitely something.
Ali. It's Viggo Mortensen as well, who we obviously know as Aragorn.
Praise the Aragorn Lord.
Our King. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of the time, these sort of films that are centered around racism don't usually hit the nail on the head for me, because they're always hard-hitting, a little bit depressing, and they're not really what I want to watch, really. But like I said, the second I saw this trailer, it really hit home that it looks great. And that's how I feel about the film. Personally, I think it was great. What do you think?
Yeah, same, really. Really loved it. I'll say it now, it's the best film I've seen so far this year. I know that's not much of a statement as we're only in February.
You've seen 2 films.
I actually haven't, but I've seen quite a few.
How many films have you seen this year so far?
I've probably been to cinema like 6 or 7 times.
So it's best out of 6 films.
It's the best out of 6 films. But no, it does something for me which I really wanted to see from a film, which was dealing with those kind of political elements of racism in the 50s. It doesn't go the 12 years a slave route, which is kind of, I don't want to pin it just to that, but it literally makes you feel guilty the entire time watching it. This actually does it in a much more creative way for me, which is by using the comedy aspect of the film, it really brings down your defences because you're not expecting it to hit hard home, and then it does. It pulls something out of the bag, and it really just puts in your head that, my God, it is horrible to, it must have been really difficult to be of that ethnicity in that time.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely tackles some difficult topics, and I just think the way that it handles them is just brilliantly. And not only does it upset you with the things that the African Americans have gone through, but on the opposite side of that, it brings you back up with the comedy and the friendship that is built in this film. The 2 lead actors are outstanding in what they're doing here. I really buy that there is a real friendship being built on the screen.
Yeah,
it's a true bromance. I haven't seen a bromance like this since Sam and Frodo. This honestly is it's. If you told me that Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali weren't friends, I would 100% buy it. Yeah. They deserve those Oscar nominations that they've been given for it, because the acting is just superb in this film.
Yeah, literally, the acting is on point. It's I was saying the other day to Ed that Viggo Mortensen for me is very much seems to be cut in the same mould as now the name of
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis. In the sense that everything I see him in, he's completely different. You wouldn't watch this film and see Aragorn. It's such a different character change for him, and that's just a testament to how good an actor that he is. And yeah, it's incredible, the performances. I can't scream and praise them enough for how well that they've done. And as Ed said, they definitely deserve those Oscar nods.
Yeah, 100%. And it's just the way that the whole film makes you feel in general. Yeah. We've gone over it a second ago, that you think it'd be depressing because it's about racism, but it turns an uplifting side to it, and there are some really powerful moments in this film, and I just think it's a great watch, probably for anyone really, all ages. I don't know what the age certificate is on it, but
15.
I think this is a film which you could show younger kids, and they could probably learn a lot from it, especially for this generation.
I think definitely it's one of those films that anybody that goes to see it will come out of it thinking with a slightly different approach to how they view it. I really love the approach to the races, how they view racism in it. There is a scene that hits home for me so much, and that's because it's a comedy film and it doesn't want to take itself overly seriously all the time.
But when it does, it really does.
Yeah. There's obviously a common joke around people of a certain ethnicity enjoying fried chicken. And there's a joke in this film which to me really hit, I think it's so perfectly done.
It's it's in the trailer, so it's not really a spoiler, but the roles are switched. In which you think that it would be the stereotype that is likes fried chicken, but it's not. And
Viggo Mortensen loves it, and He makes I can't ever say the first name.
Mahershala.
Mahershala Ali try it.
He plays a doctor.
And his character ends up loving it too, but not because he's black, because who doesn't love fried chicken?
It's just it just sort of shows you how that it's like a real friendship.
Yeah.
They've come from two different backgrounds. One is very highly educated, one is not so much, which you wouldn't expect to be the black guy in this, who is the educated guy, and the white guy to be the uneducated. In these sort of films, it's never that way.
Yeah.
And the way it's portrayed in this is fantastic. They both learn from each other. It's almost like one is the student and one's the teacher in one aspect, and then down the road something else happens and they switch roles again. And it's outstanding.
It's really great to see that both characters' journeys and arcs throughout the film, they both start off with a predetermined image and thought of how the other ethnicity is and how you should view them, and by being together for the duration of the film, they balance each other out, and they make that mutual respect by relating to each other on an emotional and personal level.
Yeah, it's great. Now, although most of this film is brilliant, it's not perfect, not quite really, and it's. Why isn't it perfect? Okay, it's not perfect because it has.
Why isn't it perfect, Ed?
Okay, I'm just trying to rack my head. Damn it! It does have some pacing issues. I found in some slight areas. It found not dull, but I just think it's not progressing the story in any way in some aspects. Not a big issue. Again, these aren't major issues, but another one of my big issue of it was very predictable. Nothing. What you think is going to happen in this film is exactly what's going to happen. But I'm also not surprised by this because it is what it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't ruin it for me, and I didn't enjoy it any less because I could guess what was going to happen. It's very predictable. You can guess the ending in the first 10 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
But I still loved it. It's just a small nag. If I have to nitpick, we're reviewing something, I have to critic it. So
yeah, so I guess my small nitpick with the film realistically would be when you have the moments in the film that hit really hard, and they do hit very, very hard and emotionally with you. I think maybe there could have been one or two more moments in the movie.
Yeah, 100%. That moment where, I won't say it obviously, but there's a very hard hitting moment, and you're really feeling it in the audience, and then the next scene is like that. It's very quick into it, and I think it should have longed into that a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Made us really feel that emotion before moving on to the next scene. But yeah, that's just what I think about that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's not so much of an issue of the pace in which it cuts away from it. It's just more in the sense that I don't know, just having those moments portrayed just more frequently, I suppose. There's a lot of scenes where I don't want to spoil anything, but there's police officers involved, and certain views come out.
That's still a racist trope today as well. If you've seen Black Klansman, you have the same sort of idea.
Yeah, and for me, I just think in those moments, it's. I'm not taking anything away from the film because it is very well done, and I understand why they went the route they did. But I think just maybe one of those moments could have been a little bit harder hitting and really pressed home what the film was all about.
Yeah, but like we've just said, we've basically just been gushing about it for the past 2 minutes or so, but loved it. But so now it comes to the rating, which I personally find this quite hard, because out of the 6 films he's seen, I've seen 3 this year. Sorry.
Basically, I'm twice as good as what he's trying to say.
Tries to be anyway. So the 3 other films I've seen this year, this is most definitely the best film I've seen this year, and yet it's not a film which I would want to keep going back to watch. So for me personally, it's a definite go see it in the cinema film. It's 100%. It's not the highest ranking I can give it, but very enjoyable. Take the whole family. Take your sister. Take your kids. Definitely take your racist granddad, because he might have to learn a thing or two about that.
Throw your racist nan in as well. Why not? Make it a family event.
Exactly. Why not?
I see where you come from. That with me personally, it's going to be a buy it on Blu-ray. It's not really a surprise for me. This is my kind of film all over. I love these kind of hard-hitting, emotional films that Hollywood put out. You know, I've talked before on the channel about my love for La La Land, so it's not really a surprise that this is the kind of thing which is going to float my boat. But yeah, definite buy it on Blu-ray for me.
Yeah, and definite cinema trip for me. So, did you see Green Book? If you did, let us know what you thought of it. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon.
Very quickly as well, guys, before we shoot off, we are going to be introducing something to the channel soon called Flashback Friday. We would like your input on it, so if there's any films that, you know, from the past that you would particularly like to see us review, give us a comment down in the comment section and let us know what they are.
Cool, take it easy.
Cheers, guys.